Alright, I'm back. It's been a long fucking time since I was able to record something or stream. Now that I'm traveling, I can't stream because the internet sucks. Um, so I figure maybe I can continue with this series of building the server, but now, I don't know, recording some video, and then uploading raw without any what is it called, updates. Yeah, whatever, because that process takes a long fucking time and I don't really want to do that. It's not something that I really care for, and hopefully you guys find it interesting. So going back to the project, to be honest, I don't know what should I be working on, or maybe, you know what, let's go ahead and go through the latest changes that I did. And I don't know if it was on request. I think it was on AI. Yeah, there we go. All right, so previously, each action that a particular character can perform was implemented in a state machine fashion. The thing was that each state had its own function. And at the very beginning, it sounded like a good idea, but then I realized that there's a lot of it's not that easy to follow, right? It's not that easy to read the code because you have states or actions where you share. So you got states that can share a lot of states. I'm sorry, a lot of actions. For instance, when the character is idle, um, it can perform a lot of the actions that the character can perform when it's moving, right? And the problem is that when I had those functions, it's very easy to call from one state to call another function state, right? Kind of like delegating that action. Meaning, I'm not doing a very good job at explaining this, but let's say, for instance, from the idle state, I can move and I can perform an action, right? An action being, if I recall correctly, it's uh, targeting a character or attacking the character, something like that, right? Now, you can see that in the moving state, I can perform those two actions as well, right? I can move and then I can perform an action. Now, what would happen previously is that from the moving state, I would only handle the specific actions that the moving state can do, and then all the rest would be delegated to the idle state, right? And the thing about that is that it's not that easy to follow. It's not that easy to read because when you are in the code, you have to jump between functions to really know what are the actions that you can perform in a particular state, right? It's not that clear. And so I came up with this change, with this update that allows me to easily see what are the actions that I can perform or the actions that can be handled in each state. And with this, what I'm trying to achieve is, first of all, improve readability, and then, well, I guess that's it. Um, And well, and I think it reduces the code size a bit because you don't have to write that many boilerplate, right? You don't have to write a function for each state. You just go ahead, add the action that you want to allow for each particular state, and that's pretty much it. Now, this is by no means the final version for this, if you like. I'm just testing out some solutions because I clearly saw that the first iteration wasn't gonna cut it, right? And this one looks a bit nicer. Again, I'm not sure about it, but it definitely looks a bit nicer, right? We can easily see that from the idle state, we can accept or handle these actions, right? And that's quite easy to see. And it's also quite easy to expand or to spot bugs, right? The only thing that I'm not certain yet is how many states or what are the states that I should have, right? Yeah, as aggro launch attack. I'm trying to look for the one special case that I had. Time action, log out, save, restart, show map. I think it was the attack stuff. Well, I guess, all right, moving, say, validate, show map, request type attack. Okay, and has aggro, moving to attack, selected, and then that's pretty much it. All right. Okay. Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter. Then the other change, and I think I'm going to be reading a few articles about state machines or how games actually implement this, some common patterns, something like that. But in the meantime, I think this is fine. The other thing that I was thinking about is right now, each character can have one state at a time, right? And I don't think that's a pretty good approach. I think it would be better if we had a queue or yeah, whatever, like a queue or and stack. That way we can handle previous states. So for instance, what if we, I think I left a comment about that here, stack. Maybe we should consider using stack for the state. Yeah. Yeah, so notice in here, what function is this? Action request, okay. So in the action, again, the action can be your, I hope I'm not wrong, but the action can be you're selecting a character or you're trying to attack the target. Now for this case, we're considering the case where the target doesn't exist, right? For some reason, maybe it got disconnected or something like that. We are going back to the idle state, but I don't know if that's correct. So So in order to be here, maybe the whole yeah, I'm not sure about this. I'm trying to think in a few scenarios where this would make sense. All right, let's assume that the character is walking. Okay, so we are in the walk state. Then I perform an action into a character, but then for some reason that character gets disconnected and this block gets executed. So remember, the previous state, or should I say the original state, was walking. Then if I select the character, if I select the character, so what happens if I select the character? Yeah, so I switch to the target selected state. Okay, let's go back. I'm walking with my character. The state is walking. I selected a target, then the state goes to target selected. Then I try to attack the target or something like that, but the target gets disconnected or something that we can't find, or something that results in a case that we can't find the target. Then if you notice, we will be hard-coding the state back to idle. But the previous state was selecting and then walking. So should we pop the states? So we go back to selecting state or walking. Maybe I'm overthinking this. I mean, it doesn't really make any sense. I don't know. That's just a comment. Just a comment, because I'm not sure if we really need a stack for this. Yeah, and maybe we can, if we implement and stack for the states, maybe it's gonna be harder to follow the code, and we may end up in awkward situations. I mean, yeah, I think this is a bit easier to follow. We don't have to think about the previous state. We just go to the idle and then that's it. Now, if we go to this function though, we do have a little bit of an if case here, because we don't blindly go to idle. We say if we do have a target selected, we will go to target selected state, right? And this little if avoids a lot of issues. The thing about states or handling this using the state machine is that we can block the character if we don't put the state, if we don't set the state correctly. Do you know what I mean? So we have to be careful about that. Anyways, hopefully that wasn't boring, or at least clear to follow. So that was I think the only change that I work on. But yeah, let's see. What else can we do? Oh, one more thing. The attack. So let's go to attack. There we go. Previously, target ID, state has aggro. Yeah, we definitely need to implement vectors. Makes this a lot easier. Yeah, there we go. So previously, the damage was dealt immediately, right? Not in, we didn't wait for the, I don't know, the punch or the, yeah, in this case, the punch, because that's the only attack that we support right now. But previously, we dealt the damage even before the punch reached the target, right? And now, even though we have a hard-coded value, um, we at least now we wait for the attack to reach the target in order to subtract life, the life points from it. So here, if I recall correctly, the only thing that we do is to send the launch attack packet. Yeah, this is it. And then we go to this new state, AI launch attack. And this guy gets handled in the tick function. Yeah, there we go. So this tick function gets executed every so often, every 100 millisecond, I think it was, something like that. It doesn't matter. But when we reach this function, we perform a few checks, and if the CD, the cooldown attack, reach 0, which gets subtracted, where was it? I think this one is. Yeah, this is the one. All right, so we subtract the CD each time this function gets called, and then if it's 0, then we perform the subtraction. And then we go back to the has aggro state, which I think this is a new state, or I think it was renamed because the previous one was garbage. But yeah, those little details that make, I don't know, the implementation better. Because previously it was plain weird. So let me go ahead and see if I can launch the game, because I'm recording this in a very old laptop, and to be honest, it's not that powerful. So it was build and then login. There we go. And then it was game server. So see. What a beautiful background. Let's see. By the way, if you're interested in running Lineage in Linux, I think the easiest one, I did a lot of distro hub, and I think the easiest one was Manjaro by far. I don't know why did I had one thing, but I think that's okay. Let's see. There we go. Lovely. Look at those graphics, man. Okay, so with the map, we spawn the NPC, we got the links. Is it working? Oops. Alright. So apparently I can't click on the link, but at least the message, the window is working. What if I try to attack? There we go. So you can see how the punch reaches the target before dealing the damage, and the same happens for her, right? It's not accurate or perfect, but it is something. Now, I don't like, alright, so I didn't have anything to, I didn't thought about anything to work on, but I did notice that we go back to the normal state way too quick. So let's see how can I fix that. Let's so if I recall correctly, the proper behavior would be for the character to remain in the aggro state for a few seconds and then go back to normal. So let's see if we can do that. So I'm not sure if I should close lineage. Yeah, let's go ahead and close that. Is the exit implemented? No. What a lazy bastard. Okay. Exit, and I don't see how we have the. So apparently OBS is still running, but I don't see the icon, which is concerning. Maybe this is the one. Oh yes, that's the one. Okay. I got scared for a second there. All right. So let's see how can I do that. Can I hide this? No. All right. Let's see. So let's make sure that when one of the character dies, or when you're attacking and then you stop, you remain aggro for a few seconds. Let's see if we can accomplish that. So if we attack, we go to has aggro. Okay. Send status. I have to rename this because send status is not type. Oh, this one sends the HP and the stuff. Okay, so that's fine. Okay, we don't care about that. Then JS character die, and what do we do here? Oh, we send the resurrect packet. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. And what do we do if we die? Right. So if the character dies, we reset the AI state, and then we go to idle, and we stop the auto. Okay, so this is the one. I think yes, but why am I asking for two characters? Attacker and the target. Okay, so it's so it's stopping the auto attack from this character to this one. Okay, so then this one will not happen. Okay, and then this is another case that I don't really like because it makes it hard to follow the code. So here, what I'm thinking is, we'll try to go to idle with the killer, right? But then in here, I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna say if the current state AI state equals to well, and then in here I have to check which one was the previous state. I think it was as aggro or something like that. So let's go to launch attack. There we go. Okay. So then if the character doesn't die, we have AI has aggro. Because we have multiple scenarios for this one. If we kill the target, we have to wait for a few seconds and then go back to normal, right? But then if we attack the target and we don't do anything for a few seconds, we go back to normal. But then if we attack the target, we don't do anything, but we get attacked, we don't go back to normal. Okay. Yeah. I don't know if you can see how it gets a bit tricky to think about this or to hold this um, state or interactions in the brain. It's kind of complicated and it's not clear. Um, okay. All right. Let's focus on the death state. So if we go here, we try to kill the character. Yes, that's fine. Then we go to idle, and the state we will say, okay, so if the character has aggro, something like this, we won't go to idle just yet, right? We won't go to idle. Okay. So I don't know if it makes sense, but let's see if we can make this work. And then we will clean it up. Alright, so we kill the target. We will try to go to idle. Since we got aggro, we won't do anything. Okay. And then we will remain in the has aggro state. Now, if we go here, this function will get executed. Mhm. But I think it can be, you know what? Yeah, what if we, actually I think this is way easier. So if we attack this, we will go back to idle. We will go back to idle. Yeah, so just types, and then let's add a timer for updating the, I don't know if I need this to be a double, but I think that's fine. So maybe we can have a cooldown for um, leave aggro cd, something like that, right? And then in here we can say in the AI we do kind of like the same, if character AI, and then leave aggro cd if it's bigger than 0. We subtract, and then if character AI leave aggro cd, if it's something like that, then we will say, oh, we don't really need to do this. What a mess. Alright, I'm rusty as fuck, bro. Okay, so we subtract a little bit of aggro cd. I'm sorry, the leave aggro cd. We check if it's 0, we go back to 0 just in case, and then we can send um, this, right? So aggro cd, then we can do something like this, and how can I do this though? Okay, so this is going to be that aggro cd, and then the killer will be character, and then this will be target, right? So alright, and just to make sure we don't end up with an exception, make sure that we do have a target. Alright, so this is by no means perfect, far from it actually, but let's see if it works. So when I kill this, I'm gonna add a little bit of accuracy. So on death, I'm gonna go here. I'm not going to reset this. And I don't know if I want to go idle. Sure, why not? Killer. Yeah, healer AI, aggro CD, and I don't know, let's add buddy. That should be plenty. I'm not sure though. I also have to make it clear if this is in milliseconds or seconds or what, right? It's not clear. All right, so one more time, go idle. What do we do here? We reset that, and then we go back to the target. All right, so that's perfect. Okay, so one more time, agrocity. Okay, so on the tick, we check for this one. We make sure we do have the target, otherwise I'm not sure how are we going to reset the state if we don't have the target. Like, let's say, for instance, the target gets disconnected. How do we send this packet? But for now, let's ignore that case. Although we could add a comment about that, right? Make sure how should we handle the case where the target is null? For instance, it got disconnected, right? Something like that. All right, so yeah, it got disconnected, or even the character switches target. Yeah, I'm not sure about this one, but go ahead and leave that out. Um, yeah, all right. So then we launch the attack, and then if we kill the target, we will call this function, and then in here we will set up the accuracy. Good. So that should, in theory, work. Let's go back. I think it's build. There we go. Nice. Holy crap. Okay. Well, alright. Hopefully this is still recording. Otherwise. Let's see. Come on. Anytime. There we go. You will have to excuse my computer. There we go. Okay. So there we go. Let's see. Hopefully it works. Did it crash? You know what? Let's go ahead and close that up. Okay. There we go. Okay. Okay. So if I spawn this bad boy here, I can go ahead and attack her. Let's see. Woo. Look at it go. Okay, so I should remain in aggro mode for a few seconds. I think it worked, but the timeout, the cooldown was too low. Um, let's see. How about how much time do I do this? So 30 should be plenty enough. Okay, let's go with 100 something. Okay, and then again, come on. I'm not sure this. Okay, and what if she kills me? Will she remain in aggro mode? No. So maybe the problem dead and kill. So what if I get rid of this? And yeah, what if I get rid of this and then I send this here, right? There we go. And then build this again. There we go. And now if I attack her, there we go. Let's see, hopefully. Looking good. Come on. Could it be that 100 is like too much? Let's wait for a sec. It should work. I'm not sure why. Yeah, I don't know. Let's say, so you know what? I'm going to say log normal, aggro, character, AI, fiber CD. Was it F for float or D? Gee, it's been a long time since I worked on this. Yeah, let's go with F, hopefully. And yeah, I'm still in hack. I don't know if that's bash. Okay. Let's go one more time. Hopefully now I can see the city of the aggro stuff. Come on. Keep attacking. There we go. 70, 14, 20, 10. And then I should be getting the reset stuff, but for some reason it doesn't seem to be working though. Oh, could it be that, you know what, sending reset aggro, something like that. And but just for the good sake, okay, and aggro should be with double G. Okay, one more time, come on, we are almost there. Okay, so we spawn character, whoa, come back, then we attack it, come on, there we go, 100. There we go, nice. Well, we go back to the to normal. What if I, okay, let's, just for good sake, let's go ahead and make sure that it also works with characters. There we go, 90, 80, 70, come on. Come on then. Nice, beautiful. All right, so I'm gonna wrap it up. Oh, right, exit is not implemented yet. So I'm gonna wrap it up, guys. I hope that you find this video interesting. There we go, let's close this up. I certainly had a lot of fun implementing this, even though it was a very small thing. I think it's good enough for this first try for, for trying this new format, video format, right? Hopefully you guys like it, and we'll see you hopefully. I don't want to throw any dates, but I guess I'll say we'll see you soon. Thank you guys.